everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD review. This is for Cozy and this is a Diamond 5 game. They just put this game is a game on Samoa where I played Mercy for the whole game and I feel like I did really well on this one, although I feel like there's always things to improve on basically. So I guess we're just looking at like Mercy in general for this this VOD, just kind of see how Cozy's playing, maybe look at some things that we could, definitely improve on, but there's nothing drastically that they feel like they need to change basically, which I feel like is always really great. It's always really good to have confidence in your own Mercy. But if you guys want any help with your own Mercies, would you like your own free Mercy VOD review? I do them live on my Twitch on Sundays at 2 PM in the UK, but don't worry if you can't make that time, as I also do them offline and upload them straight to YouTube as well. They only cost 7,500 Koala Moolah, or channel points as they're probably better known, which you can get completely for free by watching like my streams basically. I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays at around 5:30 PM UK, so be sure to hop on over there, get saving, and you can have your very own VOD either shown live on stream or be done offline and just be posted to YouTube afterwards. For more info, do not be afraid to hop into the stream or come and join the Koala Creek Discord and ask one of my lovely mods over there. The link for that will be in the description. Now, back to the VOD. And yeah, so I guess we'll just get straight into the VOD. We have Mage on today. I'm going to be very controversial here, but Mage isn't one of my favourite skins. I'm so sorry. I don't really like Mage too much, but I know a lot of people do like Mage. And I guess we'll kind of like just get straight into it. Looking at the team comp that we have ourselves a Ryan, an Echo, a Cass, and a Kiriko that we're playing with. Overall, this is actually really good comp for Mercy, purely because there is a lot that we can damage boost here. Just obviously we might need to help peel back for the Ryan a little bit, especially if he's taking a lot of damage. I'm going to say something to you in a second, which I feel like you're not going to do. Make sure we're speeding people out of spawn. On control points and on flashpoint points, we want to speed people out of spawn, especially when it's quite easy to speed people out of spawn. Like, these, like for example, these ones that have like the little ships and everything. The reasoning is because if we get to this team fight a lot quicker than the enemy team, then it means it's a lot easier to it's a lot easier to go and contest this point basically. So if you can, try just to speed the Lucio out of spawn, here, so that we can get to the the team fight a little bit quicker, and it gives us more of a chance of winning this team fight. It gives us more point control basically. But we'll keep going. So we're going forward with our Ryan. I'll be looking to try and damage with his 5 strikes at the beginning here. Nice, exactly what you end up doing. And then as soon as he's done, I'll be looking to link up with one of my DPS, which is exactly what you end up doing. Really nice. Ooh, okay. First thing, don't just walk across this this LOS as you've been doing like this. Try if you can instead just to use a GA to cross this this piece of cover. The reasoning is because literally, can you see how much damage we've ended up taking here? We've nearly like lost half our HP literally by just walking across here, and we don't know what the enemy team have got yet as well, let's be honest. So we don't know if they've got a Tracer to try and attack us from the side. We don't know if they've got a Sombra or something in order to go and attack us or anything basically. So what we want to do here is we want to just try and like use a GA to come across this piece of cover here. We don't want to be just walking across. That they're really great so far, Cozy. We'll keep going. Nice GA forward to go and help our Echo. Nice. Nice. Obviously, we're helping our Ryan here a lot, which is really great. My main thing is just if you can, try to kind of push the blue beam a little bit more in your DPS every once in a while if you can. Let me quickly rewind back and I'll just kind of show you what I mean. So this is all fine. Obviously, we talked about this. Nice damage boost onto your Echo here. So we had to GA ourselves across and away, which is all good. I would damage boost my Echo in here. Whenever Echo uses her like glide ability, she'll be looking to use stickies at the same time as well. So if we can, try just to kind of follow up with that flying ability. What you want to do is you want to kind of like GA, and you can maybe like come to the back or point again or something, or you can GA back to kind of like where you were, which is kind of like over to this kind of end here. You just want to kind of follow up on this Echo's damage here, because she's going to be looking to use some like stickies and get really aggressive here. So just kind of help follow up on her damage here. That's all good. Keep going. I'm going to stay with our Cass. We obviously go and help our Ryan. Nice, so we don't sling that or anything, we just kind of walk ourselves over. Just once again, just be wary of our Echo, and then once our Ryan's above half HP, just go and focus the damage boost a little bit more. We realize soldiers there, which is great. Nice heals on Takiri. Gosh, everyone's taking a lot of damage here. Okay, let's quickly rewind this. I feel like this isn't on you because it feels like your Kiri is also not helping you here. which is completely fine because you're doing your best here to try and balance your beams between two people, and I don't see, until this point, I don't see any Kiriko like little healing fooders coming out here. So this is completely fine because you're trying to you're trying to keep all these guys up. Obviously, you thought that you could heal up the Rhine and maybe focus a little bit more on the cast more than the Rhine here, purely just because I feel like your cast can do more, like, you know, as the team fight's going on than your Rhine. But other than that, though, honestly, because your Kiriko should be here helping you guys, this isn't fully on you. And then this, okay? Can we get this res off safely? Let's look at this. I would say no. And the reasoning is because if the Cass's orb was kind of like here-ish, we could drag it behind this wall. But because it's so far in, we would have to kind of do a super jump res over the top. So we would have to like flick ourselves over the top and come over, which we would have to do quickly, okay? I feel like this is a very slow decision-making choice from you, which is fine. You make the right decision in the end, which is really, really, really great because you realize, okay, I'm not going to be able to get this res off, which is completely fine. But we need to try and do that a little bit soon, a little bit quicker, because what you're going to do is you're kind of like just vibing about here and you kind of like look and you're like, oh, I can't res, and then, you know, you just, what's it called? You kind of like just freak out, basically. So if you can, try just to, what's it called? Try just to kind of like look to see if you can do this res and just do it a little bit quicker if you can, because I feel like your decision making here is a little bit slow. But it's all good. Use Ryan. Obviously, Ryan is again taken out. I would have made that a J out to back here because unfortunately I don't feel Ryan's going to stay up, which is exactly what ends up happening. I would have made this J behind this wall instead. But other than that, absolutely fine, cozy. It's just unfortunately your Kiriko didn't end up helping out with the heals at all, basically. But it's all good. We go back. We go again. We switch to Hog, which actually is a lot better for us. Provides a lot more damage boost opportunities as well because we can what's it called? Nice. We can, sorry, let me quickly get my sentences out. This is what's it called? What was I saying? I can't remember anymore. I completely lost my train of thought. Let's rewind. I'll see if I can find it again. Yeah, we have Hog. We have Hog now, which means it can provide a lot more damage boost opportunities. We could damage boost his hooks, everything like that, compared to Ryan, where it's like you can't really do too much. Ryan does not really synergize too well with Mercy. Instead, he synergizes a lot better with Lucio. So I'm really, really glad that we're, what's it called? That we've switched to Hog. So unfortunately, I don't think we could have helped our cast any sooner because he ends up taking a really bad, like, big damage boost headshot. Sorry, not damage boost, just a general headshot from the Jungle Queen. Obviously, I think more damage than what you could have gotten with the healing beam then. So, but in these kind of general scenarios, just make sure that we're still trying to get our beams onto people that are critical as quickly as we can. Nice res though, like super quickly behind the cover. Really, really nice here. And we end up kind of like just walking out. Just as we're doing so, it's all good that we're healing our Kiriko as we're walking out. Do not get me wrong. Just if we can, try to still be kind of like quickly flicking back to kind of like look at everyone else. Sorry, I did that kind of like IRL. I just like, whoa. And the reasoning is because, you know that your Kiriko's going to be safe here and we know that we've got our beam on her. We can also see her health on the screen when we back off because obviously, you know, we can, you know, we have our beam on her. So we can then use our, you know, LOS to look at these guys, notice the echo's weak, get our beam onto the echo a little bit sooner, okay? Just kind of make sure that we're acting on things a little bit sooner than what we're doing, basically. And with that, they're really, really great so far. We'll keep going. Yeah, because obviously Echo ends up falling here because we don't have LOS onto her. Make sure they're helping our Hog out a little bit sooner here. I know that our Kiriko is a little bit like weak here, but our Hog is even weaker and he's in a really bad spot, especially with the Sombra hacking him. We want to try and get our Hog out a little bit quicker here. And you don't need to kind of like ignore the Kiriko, but our Kiriko is pretty safe as she is. So we can just quickly put the beam onto the Hog. Look to see who's in the most like worst scenario basically in that at that point. Quick tip, especially because you're now getting to the higher ranks, Cozy, try if you can not to pop two support ultimates at the same time. The reason is because support ultimates are broken in this game. I'm going to be brutally honest. All support ultimates are really, really strong. And I'd say out of all the support roster, Mercy's is probably the weakest. However, that does not mean that you should try and stack it with other ultimates because Mercy's Valk is still a really, really strong ultimate. what we want to do is when we use support ultimates, we want to try and use one at a time because they can win out team fights. So if you can, let's use Kitsune Rush here. Do we need to Valk for this Kitsune Rush? I don't personally think so, because if we try and balance our beams on the right people as we're doing this, we can still get the exact same amount of damage boost out as we normally need to, because this Jungle Queen is just going to get absolutely annihilated here by this Kitsune Rush and your damage boost normally. We don't need to pop the damage boost as we don't need to pop the Valk as well to provide damage boost for all of these guys. We could probably save it for a different team fight. So what I would do here is I would literally just put my beam probably onto my Cass here, because my Cass is going to do the most damage onto the Jungle Queen. Pop the damage boost on and then just keep on pushing forward with all these guys. We don't need to pop the Valk here because we want to try and save the Valk for a different opportunity, so we're not popping both portals at the same time. I'll keep going there to see what ends up happening. That really good Zuzu. I don't know why we G ourselves in though here though, especially because we don't need to G ourselves in. This isn't going to give us any better positioning. We can still just vibe about main because we don't need to J in. Nice help in here though. I'd be looking to push forward more with the Jungle Queen ult here, so make sure that I'm keeping my main like damage boost onto my Jungle Queen here, especially as the Valk is ending. The reason is because we want to try and get this Echo Jungle Queen ult as quick as we can, because they don't have as Kiriko to Zuzu it or anything. If we look at our team, we have a Kiriko that can Zuzu their Jungle Queen ult. However, if we're going to use our Echo Jungle Queen ult and we're damage boosting it, A, it will help get the Jungle Queen ult quicker, but also B, the enemy team don't have anything to really counter it because they've already used their lamp and they don't have Zuzu to be able to cleanse it. They don't have anything to counter it because obviously Moira can't heal for it, Bab can't heal for it, Sombra is probably not going to use EMP this fight because a lot of ultimates have been used. So nobody's going to be able to do anything here about this ultimate. So just if you can, try just to make sure that we're pushing up with the Jungle Queen here and damage boosting so we can try and get the ultimate off and just absolutely like win the team fight out basically. But it's all good. We'll keep going. Nice that we do end up doing. Just I would look to do it a little bit sooner towards the end of a team fight. Nice. Push forward with your Cass here now. Very, very nice. Nice. I love how we're like kind of like spy checking a little bit here, which is really, really great. I would say damage boost your Echo here because your Echo's doing quite a bit of a spam damage main. I made the G a little bit more direct, by the way, onto the point, but that's really, really great. Nice. Ooh. Okay, we don't need to G. We don't need to make this J here. Let me quickly rewind it. Because we were really, really safe as we are. So this is fine, because obviously, you know, you're playing out of LOS here. I said about making that J a little bit more direct. Obviously, you're helping your Cass out with the Sombra. Right, it's this J here. Do we need to J at all here? In all honesty, I don't think we need to. And the reasoning is because... That's the angle. The reasoning is because, right, Sombra's over here, and we were over here, okay? We still have our team to be able to protect us, but also Sombra's going to do very minimal damage onto us when she's over here. If Sombra ends up doing damage to us, then we just go behind here, keep our beams, and go over up, basically. Now, with our Hog, we're still in beam range of the Hog. We've already realized we don't need to move because the Sombra is not attacking us, right? So we just need to try and keep our beam onto the Hog. This means that we don't need to G ourselves in here because us G ourselves into here, obviously, is G ourselves into like the soldier and all this kind of stuff. So we just need to vibe on point here. Stay where we are. If we're safe, stay in that space. I thought I was going to die. It looked like you were going to die. But yeah, if we're safe, stay in that space. Just stay back, help heal up your Hog here, and we're really safe on that Sombra. My only thing with the Sombra is obviously we know that she's going to have EMP soon, so I'd be looking to maybe play more off to the side over here, because then if we see the Sombra coming for EMP, we just quickly hop behind this wall like this, and we've avoided the EMP, and we can help our team out a little bit more. But it's all good. Obviously, we make the bad GA, so we're going to see how you recover from that now. So they're bucking out. Nice damage boost onto the castles. Obviously, we still know that Finger's going to be behind us. Nice. I'd be looking to kind of help the guys in the room a little bit more than what you're doing. And then once that's done, I'd be looking to play back with the Echo because she's by herself. But really, really great. Sombra's on point. We don't need to back off here, though, because we can see our Hog and our Kiriko are backing off for it. So I would stay pushed up with your Cass and your Echo right now, try and get a pick, especially because they've used the lamp really, really early on. We can maybe get an extra pick here. So you don't need to peel back here because we have Kiriko and we have Hog to be able to go and contest the Sombra. Nice. Nice heals here. Nice. Nice use of the bounce pad to get back out. Oh, okay. Let's quickly rewind all this though, because I feel like we get a little bit muddled up with this bit. So this is all fine. So we're trying to help our hog out here. It's just annoying that he doesn't go for the health pack. So I was like, go for the health pack, go for the health pack, but he doesn't. Nice that you know that you can go in here because obviously he's going to whole hog everyone out. We jump up, we pop the Valk, that's fine. Okay, Kiriko is now with the hog. So Kiriko can very easily try and help keep up the hog, basically, especially because he's using this whole hog. So no, everyone's going to be like backed off, basically. So we don't actually need to be with the hog anymore. We can actually kind of just vibe back. Instead, I would switch my beam back to my cast here. The reason is because look my cast angle. Look how much of an amazing angle this cast has right now, because he's, what's it called? He's on this beautiful off angle. He can get so much done here if he gets a damage boost. So all you need to do is just look up from your Valk, because your Valk's really good here, can I just say? I love this Valk. I'd play your Valk back here, and then just kind of like keep an eye on these guys. Remember, the Kiriko is down here to be able to help the hog. Put your beam onto the cast here and allow your cast to take this really, really nice angle. Because what ends up happening is you end up kind of like just ignoring the cast, and he ends up just falling because he's kind of just been left by himself because you're too busy trying to heal the hog that's completely out of the team fight here. So look to try and help your cast a little bit more who's in this actual team right here, in this actual team fight here, and then we can just like keep him up basically. I do like this res that you end up doing in a second though. Really, really nice res. I'm gonna go back to you as well so we can see what we're doing. Hey everyone, sorry, we just got a really, really like absolutely lovely raid. So I'm gonna be back with the VOD now. Obviously I was just complimenting Cozy on their absolutely like lovely res here because I feel like this was like a really well like done res, and then we know obviously that we're gonna end up like, you know, we can still keep this team fight alive, especially because we have this really good ult percentage. We want to at least try and get this to 99, if not actually win out this team fight if we can. So it's really good that we managed to get this res off, keeping this team fight competitive because we can definitely still win this. I'm going to quickly go back on to you. I'm going to keep on watching what you end up doing. So you're going out to go and help your hog, but at the same time, when we're helping our hog here, try not to abandon our echo, which is exactly what's ended up happening, okay? It's great that you've got this res off. However, when we res people, we need to try and make sure that we're still staying with them and still keeping them alive, because especially if you res them in a risky spot like you end up doing here, they can very easily be taken out, okay? So it's all good to go and help your hog, but at the same time, remember, we've got Kiriko to help hog, so we can very easily just quickly go and help our echo from up here. Basically, we don't desperately need to go back to the hog as much as we did. Sure, the hog was weak, but remember, hog has a gigantic health pool. He has a Kiriko with him, and he has a self-breather, so we definitely could go and help the echo a little bit more than what we did, because she ends up falling because we're not there to go and help her after that res. But it's all good. Remember, we don't have res anymore, and we end up just getting javelined. I think that's just a reset there. But yeah, overall, Cozy, just make sure we're looking at our DPS a little bit more. I feel like we've seen a few times now we're a bit too tunnel visioned on our tank. Remember, like, yes, there has been nerfs to Mercy, and it means now that, obviously, you know, there's the DPS passive is, like, a little bit more prominent again. But still, we can still definitely still find damage boosts and still be able to help our team out a lot more, and we don't need to be constantly have our beam on the tank, if you get me. But we'll keep going. Obviously, Kiriko's there to go and help the cast. Like how you GA across to go and help, though. Nice. Just a quick thing. Whenever you're healing people, you don't need to heal people up to full HP. We can kind of, like, leave someone at about 75 and flick our beam onto someone else. It doesn't have to be that you have to constantly, like, heal lots of people up. We can kind of, like, just flick the beams between people, basically. Oh, I've just rewind backwards. I did not mean to do that. That's good. Obviously, the EMP hits. That's fine, because that's a lot of big ultimates. Like how you just back off into spawn, because they've used a lot of their big ultimates, and there's still one more team fight left. Really, really great. Awesome. Back off to spawn. Like how you're trying to use the pistol to maybe get a little bit of spam damage in. Obviously, try and get you a little bit more extra ult charge. Nice. Nice damage boost here. Onto the Echo with her stickies. It's just coming in. Nice. Love that decision making there. You obviously see that the cast is like gone off without you now. I would actually just leave the cast to do a flank here. The reasoning is because I don't know if you guys are going to be able to touch, but let's say you had a little bit more time than this, because I feel like you guys are not going to be able to touch. But let's say you had more time. If you guys had more time, then Cass could do like a flank high noon, basically. I'd be able just to absolutely annihilate people, because they're not going to go, they're not going to know he's there. However, if you go off with him, it actually makes it a little more obvious, because the team will realize there's only 3 people here, and they'll know that you're on a flank somewhere. Whereas if you kind of just stay main with your Echo here, and you kind of like help her out, it makes it a little bit more less obvious for the enemy team. But we'll keep going. I'm hoping your Cass might actually end up touching here, which is exactly what it ends up doing. Flank high noon, as expected. He just unfortunately ends up getting taken out. Nice. Nice heals us the Moira. Nice back us the Echo as well. Go straight to go and help your Som. Nice. Pop your Valk, pop your Valk. It's all good if you pop your Valk here, to be honest. Because this team fight's getting a little bit antsy. Okay, I'm going to rewatch this entire thing, because I feel like all this team fight was a bit of a mess from everyone, let's be honest. Okay, so, our Cass has gone touch, our Cass has died for the touch, okay? I would not be looking for a res on him. And the reasoning is because he provides no help for this team fight whatsoever now. I would rather we worked on trying to build up other roles, like, for example, working on our Echo roles, maybe trying to work up an Orisa role or something. Right now, resing Cass is going to do nothing, because you end up obviously going to res a Cass right now. This isn't going to do anything. Cass should, when he respawns, switch to someone else, because he's going to provide no extra value for us now. He should just switch, okay? So there's no point us trying to res, because it's not going to provide any value. So this is all good here. Obviously, you're just like starting to push in. We've allowed our Moira to touch, exactly, which is really, really great. When we do this GA, don't GA ourselves up into the air like this, because we're making ourselves a target. Because if we look, can you see how we make ourselves a target to the bat? We make ourselves a target to the Orisa. We make ourselves a target to the Moira. If we want to try and like get up here to try and help, we just try and make this a GA to what's it called, off to the side like this or something. Basically, we don't want to be GA ourselves up really, really high up like this. We still want to try and G ourselves to a piece of cover, basically. You don't want to be playing back here, though, because obviously the Sombra, and we've heard the Sombra. So we just want to try and, like, play off to the side, probably, like, around here. But really great how you go to peel for your Moira here. Already really, really great. We switched our beams to go and help our Echo Orisa. Instead of going for the res here, damage boost the ult. Because right now, we're wanting to get elims here, compared to us trying to get up in numbers. I was thinking it would be a 5v4 since they can't res 76, but I get your point. Yes, it's purely just because he's not going to provide too much value. And also, like, if we look at this ultimate... Hold on. We can maybe get the res off after the ult, but... I can't get out of it. There we are. We could, if we damage boost this ult, or we damage boost our Orisa or something here, we can very easily pick off this BAP. We want to try and just get another pick off here, or preferably on a support, and it would really help us stabilize this team fight. It's good that you're using this this Orisa to res, but I personally don't think you need to use this Orisa to res. I would rather you sit here and you damage boosted the ult, or you try to help your Moira stay alive, basically, because your Moira as well is really, really weak here. So I would rather you sit here and you would help damage boost these guys. And you can play where you are, because obviously you're playing in like a really good spot here, but just try and keep these guys up, basically. But we'll keep going. 3 Orisas? No, I know. That's a scary thought process. Nice GA out. We end up peeling back. Nice. Obviously, we know Sombra's gone, so it's a really safe space for us. We need to get our beam... We need to get our beam onto the Cass here. I feel like we don't end up getting our beam onto the Cass at all, and he ends up falling. We kind of like just abandon him if we can. I want you to try and get your beam on if you can. We do end up popping the Valk here, which I feel like is still a good like reasoning, and it's just purely because everyone's so split right now, and I would like you to save for the last team fight, but the team fight's just getting a little bit too messy, and we definitely just needed to try and like help stabilize it out for us a little bit more. But we should definitely have our beam onto the Cass a little bit sooner here, because we've rezzed him. We want him back for a reason. Nice heals into Moira. J back. Nice. Make sure we damage boost our Echo as quick as we can. Nice. Awesome. We don't have res. We don't have res here, so we want to try and push up quickly. Now, I don't think you get this. You might be able to get this res off. I don't know, but I would be looking to maybe push up a little bit more, or if you got this res, then let your team know that you'll want to go for this res, because right now your Echo's pushing up, trying to get this pick off onto the soldier, and we want to make sure that she's not dying in this team fight. You did end up getting the res off like just at the last second, which is absolutely great. Nice. Let's rewind this. So this is fine res. I like this res. It's this bit after the res, okay? We go straight to beaming our Orisa, okay? Who is going to do the most damage here and who is currently focusing someone? Your Echo, okay? I feel like Cozy, and I feel it's probably going to be my first kind of piece of advice to you, is I feel like you're spending too much time focusing on trying to keep your tank up or focusing on what your tank's doing. As Mercy, your main thing is purely just to sit and damage boost, you know, your DPS. That is your main priority, or just damage boost people in general. And right now, the people that are going to do the most damage on your team are going to be your Echo and your Soldier. Now, your Soldier's coming back from spawn, because obviously he's switched from cast, so he's going to be like coming round, so you could just ignore him. However, your Echo is currently engaged with a team fight. If we're here and we're here to damage boost these stickies and everything like that, she gets rid of this Soldier super easily. If we get rid of the Soldier, that like this will help our team fight out so much, because there's only Moira here to contest, and then all we have to do is eliminate the Moira quickly, and then all we do is we just have these like little stagger guys coming back, in which case, you know, the team fight's pretty much over for them. So we want to just try and get in and damage this Echo quicker and not focus on the Orisa, because right now the Orisa's not really doing anything. Nice. As soon as we realize that outside, the Orisa will try to damage with someone else. Nice. I would have jammed myself over the wall there, just to make sure they were out of the team fight. Nice damage boost. I would damage boost Echo's focus beam there, though, because it would have done more damage. Nice. Over that, though, really regret that you won it out, Cozy. But yeah, I think definitely we need to try and draw more of our attention onto our DPS a little bit more. Over that, though, really great so far. I'm really enjoying it. Let me quickly pass forward a little bit more so we can watch this next team fight. Nice. We'll keep going. Obviously, same thing again about the speed and out of spawn, just so we can get there a little bit quicker. Well, that really great. So Soldier's gone on a little flank. That's fine. Yep, head with him. Nice. My only thing is, yeah, as proven here by the Orisa pushing up, we don't need to be pushed really up with the Soldier here, because we're not wanting to peek this angle. It's only our Soldier that's wanting to peek this angle, because we're not going to be able to do any damage, and we're not going to be able to do anything if we peek this corner. Also, we know that they're going to start rushing us if they start to come forward, and we can listen out to see what the team are playing. So right now, we don't actually need to be peeking this angle. We can actually just play completely back here, which is exactly where you're playing right now. We don't need to be kind of like pushing ourselves up here, because do you see how we've ended up taking this extra damage, which we don't need to, because what's called, all these guys are kind of like pushing onto us. It's much safer if we keep playing back at this doorway like we have been doing, and then if these guys end up obviously taking out your Soldier, you have a quick escape route here. If anyone's peeking main, then you can obviously head back main, but if not, you'll just have to like quickly like try to get as like quickly back as you can, basically. But we need to just be trying to playing a bit further back than what we are already doing. But it's all good. We'll keep going. Nice. Exactly as you end up doing, which is really nice. Just the end of Javelin, which is completely fine. Nice. I'd be looking to go with my... Yeah. As for... Okay. Let's quickly rewind it. We want to play with Ashe here. So we want to head back. Nice that your Moira's end up healing for you here. Okay. Right now, we're still trying to regen. So we're not fully HP, and also, we don't need to push in with Orisa here. We have Moira with her feed that can go in and help this Orisa. So this is, you know, we don't need to go and help the Orisa here. I would rather you stay back with your Ashe here. The reason is because your Ashe has such a good angle here. Look at your Ashe's positioning, okay? She can easily shoot the Soldier. She can easily, you know, shoot the Zen. She can get some really good picks off here if we sit and we enable her, okay? So instead of you going straight in here, I would rather you jade yourself kind of in a way so you can help your Ashe. Maybe up on top of this like little dresser thing here. Help your Ashe, but also you can still have LOS of the Orisa. Because right now, it's not like your Orisa's weak. If your Orisa was like 10 HP, then I would be looking to go in like this. But because your Orisa's really like, you know, your Orisa's fine. Your Orisa has got lots of HP here. I would rather you stay back and stay damage boosting your Ashe here, because this will get you some more damage. And then if you desperately need to, then you can go in and help the Orisa. But right now, there's no need. You can very easily just play back with your thingy like this, your Ashe like this. But it's all good. We'll keep going. There's another thing as well. Obviously, you know where the enemy team have just been. Because, obviously, you know, they followed you. So you should know that they're here. So you want to try and make this J onto the Orisa directly up here if you want to play with the Orisa. But it would have been definitely a better for you if you just played with your Ashe right now. But it's all good. Go again. Nice. Nice heals into Ashe here. We need to get a bit onto the Moira a little bit sooner there, but it's all good. We can push in and res here. Nice. Nice. I'd go and help okay. We don't want to cross this piece of... Where's my mouse? We don't want to cross this piece of cover here without GAing once again. But as we want to try and just sit and damage with our Ashe again, because once again, we don't really need to keep our beams on the Orisa here. Plus, look how weak our Ashe is right now. I feel like we've just been completely neglecting our Ashe. So if we can try just to help her out a little bit more than what we have been doing. Nice. Nice. We don't have res, but it's all good. Nice pick. We keep going. Nice. Okay. So this is fine to be with your Orisa now, because your Orisa is pushed up compared to your Ashe, and Ashe hasn't got a good angle on anyone. So it's completely fine for you to be pushed up with your Orisa right now. Go back for your Ashe. Nice. I've been looking to back off now because they're going to start coming up. Nice, you go back to your Ashe. Really, really nice. You don't need to peel for Moira here. Oh, you don't need to peel for Moira here. The reason is because your Moira is really, really safe right now because she's underneath the enemy team. If the enemy team wants to get... If the enemy team wants to get your... What's it called? Your Moira, they would have to drop down from this high ground and come and get to her. So yes, she's weak, do not get me wrong, but she has, you know, her self-regen. She can also orb herself if she desperately wants to. Right now, you would get so much more better value if we just stayed back up here and played with the Ashe, basically. We'll keep going. I'm gonna see what we end up doing with this scenario, though. We're gonna pop him back. Make sure we're helping Ashe. Oh, good. We just used down point there. Oh, good. Just reset. They used a lot of ultimates, to be honest. Like, they used, like, pretty much, like, 3 of their ultimates. So it's all good. Just reset, go again, and we'll try again. But, Cozy, I feel like you definitely do need to be looking at your DPS a lot more. I feel like we're very, very tunnel visioned onto the tank quite a lot of the time. And our DPS can provide so much good damage boostable value if we stay with them and help enable them. Morans are falling. We can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. Nice, we ended up backing out. Melee figures, don't try to back out too much, so it means we can still try and maybe help our Orisa, but I think it's just going to be another reset because we've lost our Moira. Nice, go and help our soldier, maybe. That's right, Sombra's gone back. I thought Sombra's going to go contest, what's called Thingy a little bit more. Nice. Make that a J cancel instead of a sling, just so we have our J available in case we need to go back in again. Go and pocket the visor. I want to rewind and watch all this again. Because I feel like, Cozy, your main thing that you're struggling with right now is your beam management. It is very, very clear to me that it feels like that you don't know who you need to beam. Because let's have a look at all this, right? If this was me, I know Orisa's crit, but she's still got armor. That means that she's still quite healthy. Plus, Moira's just sent in an orb and she's healing her. I would be looking to follow up on this visor damage here. So I would, what's it called? Oh, I would be looking to be pushed up with the soldier here and just kind of like just be helping him with his visor here. This means then that I'm also out of LOS of all the damage that's gonna, what's it called, be out of the way like this. So we can, what's it called, we can sit here and damage boost the soldier visor, okay? Because that's our main thing that we need to damage boost right now. We need to damage boost that soldier visor. Now, you do end up, obviously, you know, going in to try and help him a little bit more here. Obviously, he ends up falling. And yeah, it all just ends up being, like, a little bit of a mess in that room, let's be honest. But But I feel like it all kind of comes from that thing that we're not helping our, our soldier on that flank. We need to make sure that we're still trying to enable all of our DPS. Because I feel like for that entire second point, I feel like we just completely ignored all of our DPS. And you guys aren't going to be able to touch it. But it's all good. I think, Cozy, I'm going to say to you is just try to go back to basics with your Mercy and try to think to yourself, who is going to be my main blue beam target and who do we need to enable most? We have a Pharah now, so it means that we're going to stay with Pharah a little bit more, hopefully, which is good. We have a Diva as well and Reaper. Still really, really good damage boost, but obviously Pharah is going to be our main blue beam. Do you see how you're committed with your Pharah right now and we're damage boost on Pharah? This is how I want you to be all the time with the rest of your DPS, because I feel like we've completely like neglected our Ashe and our soldier on that last team, that last one. Nice. What I would be doing here, instead of like just hovering around this main bit, I would have been playing up on this like kind of high ground on the side here. The reasoning is because it's just a little bit easier, and also you're not going to be taking a lot of spam from like main as you just have been doing. So you could just like play up on this offside bit here with your Pharah. Nice. These guys, yeah, they're completely fine. That's all good. Nice. I'd be looking just to sit and damage with someone here. Yes, nice. Because obviously you guys have pretty much won out this team fight, which is all good. Nice. Good. I was just about to say, go and damage boost your baby diva. But I'm glad that you finally done that. If people don't know, if you damage boost baby diva, it'll help her get her mech quicker, which obviously is her best piece of survivability. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to start pushing it at this point. I'd be looking more to kind of peel back to maybe go and play with my my Pharah. So I'd be constantly looking to see like kind of where my Pharah is playing. Nice. Love how we J ourselves really far out because obviously we don't want the figure to come for us. I'd be going in now with my Pharah because obviously I know our Diva's weak, but she's backed off quite far. Better popping Valk. Go with your Pharah here. Nice. You're committing with your DPS a lot like more on this team fight, which is really, really great. Nice how you're following upon this damage as well. Really, really nice. You're playing so much better this round, Cozy, I will say. Like, it feels like for the first 2 rounds, I feel like you felt you were like a little bit lost. I'd be, by the way, as well, I'll be with your Pharah right now. Your team don't really need you. You can play with your Pharah and get some like nice spam damage in right now. But it feels like this last team fight, I don't know if it's because you have a Pharah now instead. It feels like that you're helping your Pharah and you're helping your DPS out a lot more with this one. So we know Trace is going to be around the side of us. Make sure, so we know we have Tracer now. Hold on, I'm pressing the wrong button. We know they have Tracer now, so let's try to kind of use our GAs to go up onto these like high grounds and stuff like that. The reason is because Tracer is going to struggle if we're playing vertically above a Tracer, because obviously, you know, we have that level of elevation and Tracer has to use blinks in order to like try and get round and get to us. Compared to if we're just kind of GAing ourselves round on the low ground, it makes it very easy for Tracer to come and get us. So if we can, try just to use our GAs to get ourselves up onto high grounds. Very nice. I'll be looking to link up with my Pharah again as soon as I can. Nice. Do that as a super jump upwards, so it means that we either have to force Diva her boosters to come up to get to us, but also Tracer cannot get us if we super jump ourselves up the tower like this. Nice. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, don't walk into that. Nice. We still know Tracer's behind. Honestly, right, if we look at the enemy team comps now, I would just focus playing in the air. And this is kind of like how you end up playing with Mercies. I feel like you end up kind of just adapting your playstyle depending on how the enemy team are playing. For example, if the enemy team are sat here and they're playing like Tracer Reaper, you have to be very close up and they're going to be looking for you on this ground. So what you could do in order to like kind of, I guess, counter that is play up in the air. You have a Pharah with you absolutely perfectly. So play up in the air with your Pharah. Keep playing like up on these high grounds and stuff like that. Use the height to your advantage. I think Pharah is a much better beam target. Maybe that's why I focused on her more. I agree and I disagree. I feel like in a general like census of all the heroes in the game, I would say they are all like, if we're talking about Ashe and Soldier and Cass and like Pharah, they are all S tier, and you should be trying to pocket them as much thingy as much as you can. I feel like Pharah needs a lot more support from a Mercy, which is great that you're still staying with them. But at the same time, we still need to be trying to enable them with the damage boost as much as possible, as we have been, because there has been definitely a few times where we have just been completely disregarding our other DPS. Like, especially, it was mainly more in the second round where we just completely disregarded our Ashe for like 2 or 3 team fights. We have to remember that she's still our main blue beam target and she's the best on our team. Sure, she isn't as good as a Pharah, but she's definitely up there. Like, I'd say Ashe is probably like the 3rd best behind a Pharah and an Echo. We still need to be trying to like help her, if you get me. But we'll keep going. So we know Tracer's behind. Nice that you go back to go and help your Moira with it, so the Tracer can't end up recontesting. I feel like you guys are just going to win this out, which is really, really great. So overall, Cozy, let's start with the positives. I feel like you do know Mercy's movement well. Like, it feels like that you know how to move. It feels like for the majority of the time, you know how to position as well. Like, you're constantly using pieces of cover, which is really, really great. I love that. I feel your reses as well really, really great, Cozy. I don't think I've got any issues with any of your reses. And your Valks are pretty good as well. Just obviously when you're in your Valks, I think we still need to try and correct our positioning a little bit, so we're still playing out in like pieces of cover. But without though, Cozy, I feel like they were really, really great, okay? My main piece of advice to you, which I guess is kind of like what I've been harping on for you for the entire thing, is try and leave your tank alone. Like, let your second support be able to heal them up and kind of like hop in and out to go and help them. With tanks, it's more of a hop, it's more of a hop like in and out to go and help them. It's not kind of like stay with them all the time. You want to try and stay with your DPS a lot more of the time, which I guess kind of comes to my second thing, is I want you to really go back to basics and just kind of like look at your team comp before you go in and think to yourself, who is going to be my main blue beam target? Who might I need to peel back for a little bit more, but who should I spend the majority of my time beaming? And for example, the last team fight is going to be your Pharah, because your Pharah is your best blue beam target. Obviously, maybe helping your Reaper if your Reaper's getting a little bit more aggressive, but for the majority of the time, you should be trying to stay with your Pharah. It's the exact same thing with the second point, where you have yourself a Soldier and Ashe. You can balance the beams between them two really, really nicely, because they're both still really good damage boost targets. But don't be abandoning them for an Orisa, because the Orisa's not going to, be doing enough. The Orisa won't do enough damage that you want them to do with your damage boost. And also, she was still really, really healthy. So that's my personal piece of advice. I don't think what else, Cozy. I think that was honestly your main kind of issue, Cozy, because I feel like the majority of your Mercy was really, really great. It's just I feel like you're getting lost with who you should beam. So I feel like that's what I want you to first work on, Cozy. Just work on that first of all, and then come back to with another VOD and we can look at some other things. But that's my first piece of advice to you for now, is just basically just go in and help damage boost others. Sorry, not damage boost others, but like, don't be with your tank constantly. Try to open up your LOS and be looking to see like what your team are doing and try to get that blue beam damage out as much as possible. Thank you so much for everyone on YouTube as well as on Twitch and watching this. You guys can get your own VOD views as well. Obviously, I talk about it at the beginning. So if you want to, find out more, then quickly go back to that. As always, as well, if you have any questions, then you're more than welcome to speak to me on my Twitch or on my Discord. You guys are more than welcome to come and like chat. The Discord description as well. Sorry, the Discord link is down in the description. But yeah, I guess thank you so much for everyone that's watched this video, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye!